Hey guys, this is Cam for 15 back at it with another video for you guys, and I'm back with another Danmachi Season 4 episode review for you guys. As my goodness, what an episode! What a freaking episode! We get introduced to this creature who I'm guessing is going to be the big bad of the season, the creature that Belle has to defeat, which is this Moss Huge. But this episode was very freaking interesting just to see this approach that now Bell and his party mostly they have to pretty much now, like, in a way, I guess you can say, work around this very dangerous creature that is this Moss Huge. And we find out this Moss Huge is fairly intelligent with what he can do and everything. And maybe that the reason why he's very intelligent, he's actually smart, and he's outsmarting all these adventurers along this way, is because he's eating these magic crystals, not only getting stronger, but maybe it's also giving him a little bit more of the smarties up there in that brain. But it's very freaking interesting to see, because we were always there was that threat of when we were informed, like in the first episode and everything, of the fact that, the lower level dungeons and stuff like that, they're nothing to joke at. You got to be very much prepared. And even some of the most experienced adventurers, they don't expect some of the things coming their way. And we ultimately see, like, the situation Bell and his party are put into now because of this Moss Huge situation, and stuff like that. So we also kind of get a freaking interesting thing that this Moss Huge is pretty much kind of like a gigantic monster like parasite, because we see them trying to heal, obviously, the one guy they found, and then our girl on the team, but they can't. Every time they either cut a vine or they try to heal it, it just grows the vines and stuff like that. So pretty much this guy, this Moss Huge, it's almost like he's using Leech Seed, the Pokemon move, and just sapping the energy and everything. So you pretty much have to wonder, like, these guys are probably getting their life energy drained at this point now, and stuff like that. So, I love the whole standpoint how they came up with an idea, and it was like, okay, so what's our plan of action after this incident? Hey, we got two plans pretty much, and which I honestly thought was the only two plans to work. It's either you guys leave the dungeon, go take this girl and this dude to a freaking healer, then come back into the dungeon and continue your expedition, or you go take out the monster, the moss monster, pretty much, and deal with him, and maybe, if anything, you defeat him. Guess what? Then more than likely those vines on the bodies will probably just break, and they'll probably just go away, and good, she's fine, and they're healed and stuff like that. But we go to see how this moss creature is very, very freaking strong, man. Not only strong, but it's very calculating, and smart, because the dude who we rescued, he pretty much said, yeah, he's going after the magic crystals and everything. He's eating them, and pretty much it's a way to increase his strength. Now, maybe it's also increasing it's smart, and making it smarter as well. But it's very interesting to find out, why is this monster doing this, especially coming off a season where we dealt with intelligent beings and monsters. Now, this monster can't talk or anything, it's just a monster, but it's very intelligent in the battle strategy. Like, the guy even said, like, listen, it's very hard to get this thing to forcefully come out, especially if it hides amongst the shadows. And if it's a smart creature, it knows it's not going to mess with people, adventurers that are way stronger than it. It's not going to mess with that. It's going to just stay back, eat as many crystals as it needs to eat, so then it can get stronger, and then it'll come out, surprise you, and attack you, and everything. And we see how, it manages to fool Bell and his party from the standpoint, he sets up the we're thinking we set up where we see the dude's party and we're thinking, oh, he must have killed the party, so this is a lost cause because they end up coming to the decision, no, let's kill the monster now before this actually becomes an issue. And that's also another thing that, you know, even I was like, yes, it's probably good to go back up to the surface and heal, but if this monster continues to get stronger, this could be a legitimate problem to where, okay, then you might have to have a full out freaking attack team, a full out freaking army to come take this dude down. You'll probably lose casualties, but you might need a full army to take this guy down. And I like the fact they're like, no, we got to take this thing out now before this becomes a bigger problem. Because if we can't stop this thing, especially we're trying to do our expedition, and this comes across our way and we can't stop it, well then we're pretty much screwed. And stuff like that. And even then, this thing is hanging in with level 4 Bell. Like, we've seen in the first 2 episodes how strong level 4 Bell is now compared to, you know, the past 3 seasons. And this guy is holding his own, and he managed to trick Bell out in the fight. You know, it was not only cold and calculating from the standpoint, he made sure he put this dude's parties in an area to where these little monsters will attack, but at the same time, they're thinking that it's probably more than likely they're ready to spring up an attack. But we find out it actually freaking pulls a thing because it actually predicted that, okay, Bell and the others would tell the others, okay, you stand back, we'll handle this, and we'll get up and save. But really, the Moss Monster was waiting where pretty much the weaker characters would be at, which goes to show how smart it is. And when Bell fights this thing, he ends up getting faked out and pretty much, you know, looks like we're falling to his death and everything. And, you know, good on freaking the other party members for getting Lily to get under control and compose herself, pretty much. Because because she was literally about to lose, you know, her mind. But the good thing is they kept her mind cool, because especially Aisha, from the standpoint, Aisha's like, listen, you are pretty much our strategist. You have to stay cool under all circumstances, because if you start going crazy, then we all go crazy, and stuff like that. And they're pretty much, the plan is to pretty much you know, go back to where they start, go back to the entry point of the floor, which is that cliff area. Have Aisha go back, pretty much request for help and say, we're gonna need more adventures because there's this dangerous freaking creature, this moss creature, that we need some power. We need probably level 4, level 5 characters to freaking take down this monster, because this is no joke and stuff like that. So a very well executed plan. And then on Bell's side, he's still alive, which obviously would make sense, but right now he's split away from the group, and pretty much we have a whole nother thing where he fights a little bit, pretty much an army of like the fastest creatures, like these monsters, these bird-like creatures that look like pterodactyls that just come zipping in. On when I first saw it and he got cut, I was like, what the hell was that? And all we find out, it's like these freaking fast-moving creatures that pretty much are like spears and everything. And, you know, we have a moment where Bell's like breaking down, like, what the hell do I do? What the hell I do? You know, and stuff like that. But then he realizes, like, I gotta just stand here and fight, because that's what Ice would do. And he manages to fight off everybody. And then all of a sudden the episode ends off with this mermaid girl we've been seeing in the opening, and stuff like that. So it's gonna be very interesting to see what her deal is and everything. More than likely, she's probably gonna be a friend, and I'm guessing she's going to be the, I guess you could say, the girl of the season, because in each and every season of Danmachi, we've had pretty much a girl of the season, or at least a new girl being introduced every season. Obviously, season 1's like pretty much the intro to most of the girls. Season 2 was Harahime. Season 3 was Waine, and now I guess season 4 is this mermaid girl. So they're still keeping that tradition, you know, girls in a dungeon and stuff like that. So this was a really good episode. Really much enjoyed this. This had like high stakes action, some very intriguing, you know, decisions that need to be made or had to be made, stuff like that. And they also come across the other guy as well, and he also got attacked. So it's gonna be very interesting. Hopefully the party does not run into that moss creature again, because if they do, well then they might be in for some trouble and stuff like that. But they already came up with a plan that if any event it shows up, well then they'll use this Makoto's gravity magic to handle it and hold it down for the time being and stuff like that. So it's going to be very interesting to see where this is going to go now. But this just goes to show you, again, I know I'm gonna say it before, I'm gonna say it again, but they really do not joke around about these lower floors being very difficult and very unpredictable for adventurers who are not ultimately prepared at this level. But it goes to show you the dangers of when you come to this dungeon and stuff like that, because you be fine, you could be dead. Next thing you know, if you don't see it coming. But great episode of Danmachi season 4. This season's really been really good and stuff like that. Honestly, I've liked all the seasons of Danmachi. I thought all the seasons were good. I know some people didn't really like season 3 because it wasn't really their cup of tea, but I honestly personally liked it a lot. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. If you guys like the video, leave a like, put in the comment section your thoughts on this week's episode of Danmachi, as well as the subscribe button if you want to get more Danmachi content or any other anime content I upload to the channel for yada yada yada. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Catch you guys next video. Until then, guys, peace.